What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be flipping our way into our first technology story of the year, talking all about the brand spanking new Jaws pinball machine, kind of getting some reactions, seeing some of the photos, reading some of the things, watching a video or two. Welcome to the channel. This is our first video of the year. Let me just be the first to say that I hope this year is nothing like last, because goddamn, woo! I mean, it could have been better, right? Hopefully yours was better last year than mine. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, so Stern Pinball. We're just going to be, talking all about these wonderful machines live in this situation, right? We're not editing any of these videos, just so you are aware of what's going on. So this is Stern Pinball's actual website. They've got three different models, right? The Pro, the Premium, and of course the limited edition. Of course, the limited edition will only be limited to, I can't even say it, limited to 1,000 units. So I'm guessing the majority of people will be playing these other two games wherever they see them, right? Hypothetically speaking, these two games, the Pro and the Premium, are limited to hypothetically unlimited, right? However many people end up buying these machines, could be a lot, it could not be a lot, all right, who knows? But yeah, obviously the LE is only going to be limited to 1,000. Just doing some quick reading, and then we're going to look at some videos, and then, yeah, all right. So Stern Pinball announces their newest pinball game features Jaws, one of the most iconic motion picture thrillers of all time, from Universal Pictures. Players will experience all 4 blockbuster Jaws films, remember that, like never before, with brand new mechanical features inspired by iconic movie moments and state-of-the-art technology. Jaws pinball games are available in Pro, Premium, and Limited Edition. So, did you spot what I was trying to show you there? It says on their website that players will experience all 4 blockbuster Jaws films, when in fact there are actually 5. Jaws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So does anyone have any idea what that is all about? I don't have any idea, but a hunch is that this number 5, Cruel Jaws, is potentially not canon. Is it canon? Is it not canon? I have no idea. I've only personally seen Jaws 1 and 2, and I actually ended up watching them. I watched Jaws 2 for the first time after Jaws 1, but I watched both of them literally last week. So it's a strange coincidence that Stern have released this now, although yes, people in the pinball community have known for a long time that Jaws was going to come out at some point from Stern, including all the leaks that we got recently. Look, let's just face it, someone at Stern is getting fired after those leaks were released. Let's face it, right? Someone's losing a job. So yeah, basically there was heaps of photos and a video that was leaked from Stern like a day and a half, maybe 2 days before Stern actually released it. Interesting, right? So Jaws transports players to, if I can go down a bit faster, Jaws transports players to the fictional location of Amity Island. So like it's basically the Amityville Horror at this point, right? But not ghosts. It's just, swimming sharks, right? Located off the coast of Long Island, New York, the small fishing community is a popular beach vacation location in the summer. I don't think we need to read all that, but if you guys want to read it, please do, right? Stern's Jaws pinball games will have players grabbing their harpoons and playing as Quinn, Hooper, and Brody to save Amity's Island residents and the 4th of July. I don't think we need to read any of that, but if you guys want to read that, just please, pause the video, right? I think we're going to go straight to the video, and then we're going to look at some high definition photos. Sound like a deal? All right, so this is Stern Pinball's YouTube channel, and we're just going to kind of watch these 2 videos now, I think. Let's watch the very first trailer, which I've actually seen like 3 or 4 times already. Not only did I see the leaked trailer 3 or 4 times, but I've watched the actual trailer 3 or 4 times. So yeah, a little obsessed, right? Let's watch this together right now. Here we go. Very nice. Very nice.
Fire the harpoon!
That is very cool.
Fast fish. Well, nothing's easy, is it? This shark will eat anything. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna need a bigger game room. That's already been said 1,000 times, but anyway, I'm just copying what everyone is saying, including the pinball designer himself said it in this video, if I can find it right now. Let's watch this right now together. Come on. There we go.
Hey everybody, it's George Gomez at Stern Pinball, and what you see right here is the beginning of Stern Pinball Shark Week. This is the Jaws game you've always wanted. It's got absolutely everything you can imagine. It's got film clips from all of the Jaws films. It's got an award-winning soundtrack with John Williams music. It's got custom speech from Richard Dreyfuss. And of course, it's got what is going to be
the pro model.
famous shark in
That's the
pinball.
premium.
You all know that I'm very proud of the development studio here at Stern Pinball. This comes from the monster makers, the guys that gave you Jurassic Park and Godzilla. This is the biggest monster they've made yet. From Mr. Elwin, Mr. Drake, and Mr. Nagel. You're going to want to play this. It's a beautiful 4th of July weekend.
It does look very nice.
You're
I'll give him that.
Bounty hunter. Pretty soon, you're going to be in the fight of your life against the great white. Hit the chum bucket to put blood in the water. That'll lure the great white out. Wait till you see the effect on the
That's pretty cool.
Firing the harpoon at the shark fin is just the beginning of your epic battle against the great white. Of course, the great white is the star of the show and the focus of your epic battle. On the pro game, he's shown busting out of a shark cage, and on the premium and limited edition, you'll have to fight to get him to come out from under the playfield.
I'm going to talk about this after the video.
The game features Stern's best-in-class technology, both physical and digital. With Insider Connected, we will continue to extend the fun of the game. You'll have all of the usual things that you're used to, achievements, and of course a whole new set of Jaws-focused quests. But you'll also have a new career system that we're introducing in the game, which will allow you to enhance your bounty hunter rank as you play through events in the game. Like all of our games, Jaws Pinball has lots of secret features. You'll have to discover the 3D video mode, and you might want to flip the script and play as the Great White. And now who better than the designer himself, Keith Elwin, to give you a closer look at all of the features of Jaws Pinball.
Mr. Kinetic Satisfaction. Huh? Here he comes. I really like the reflective artwork on the LE. It's very nice.
Lead game designer of our newest pinball machine, Jaws. We wanted to bring you the Jaws game you've always dreamed of. Loaded with assets from the film, custom speech by Richard Dreyfuss,
very cool,
and the iconic John Williams theme music will instantly transport you to Amity Island. Let's dive into these game features. It's a sunny day in New England. So for Jaws Pinball, you are taking the role of Quint. You are out hunting sharks. You're collecting bounties.
There's something wrong with this artwork, and I will talk about this in a second.
This game is a custom sculpted chum bucket. It's a kinetic sculpt. You bash the captive ball. You are chumming the water to attract the shark to the surface.
I really like that.
This cool LED effect of blood in the water. Use the mini flipper to shoot the harpoon lane and bring up the fin for a quick shot.
I really like that.
Fin target when it pops up. To begin a shark encounter, bash the fishing boat until the shark comes up. Bash the shark to light the shark encounter mode.
That's awesome.
The LE and premium versions of the game feature an upper playfield themed as the Orca. To access this, you shoot what we call the wave ramp, which is a large 180 ramp.
That's awesome.
Located in the back of the machine.
I like the look of that.
Once on the upper playfield, you can shoot the lookout tower, which is the big ramp. A horizontal spinner feed into the Orca steering wheel. And then shots to Hooper steering wheel feed the mini flipper on the bottom playfield.
It's awesome.
Connect with your chums with Insider Connected. Track your progress, collect and redeem shark teeth to unlock special modes in the game. Over on the right side, we have the horizontal spinner. It's a fishing reel. You
Kinetic
shoot the spinner and
satisfaction.
Reeling in your bounty shark. There are 3
I like
multi-balls,
that.
so you can progress through the entire story of Quint versus the shark. Shoot the drop targets to activate the fish finder. Complete fish finder for additional modes and awards. Visit Quint's shack to unlock bounty hunt modes and gear. Test your nudging skills with the Outlane Ball Saver. The pop-upper sculpt is themed as Quint's Yellow Barrel.
It's kind of cool. So Stern have got lights on their speaker grill now, which
Let's
is
take a look at the
brand new.
features
I've never
on the
seen that before.
On the Pro Edition, gamers will still have the experience of adding chum in the water to lure that shark out.
That's pretty cool.
To like the shark encounter moves, bash the captive ball under the fierce great white shark that's breaking through the shark cage. Experience Jaws like never before in this kinetically satisfying, fast-paced, thrilling pinball adventure from Stern Pinball. You're going to need a bigger gamer.
He said it. He said it. Yeah, I really, really like the way the game looks. Now, when I first saw this game, when I first saw it on the leaks, I thought, wow, that looks crazy cool, but possibly down the bottom area looks a little open. But as I start to realize what's actually going on, it's probably the art package that makes it look a little bit like that. So I guess we're just going to go down now. This is Pinball News website if you were interested. We're just going to go down now and look at these pictures. And yes, there are 5 different Jaws films. So yeah, we're going to go down now and just basically look at these pictures and see if we can find anything worth talking about. Now I wonder, because the LE is limited to obviously 1,000, if you get the Pro or if you get the Premium, would you be able to get that beautiful reflective tin looking art package? Would you be able to buy as a separate art package? Interesting question. I don't know what the answer is at the moment. This is just the Pro. I think we're going to be focusing our attention mainly on the Premium, as that's going to have pretty much everything in it, just like the LE, right? But there is one thing, right? I'll go back to Stern's actual website and have a look here this way. Zoom out a bit. Now, if you look at the art package on the back glass between all 3 models, just look at the back glass. Don't worry about the playfield. I know my face is kind of burying the limited edition at the moment, but you know, there we go, right? But the back glass on the Pro, on the left, where are we? On the left. And the LE is pretty much the exact same. So that's interesting. The least expensive pinball machine and the most expensive pinball machine both appear to have the same looking back glass. The Premium has its own definitely art. It's created art from one of the art designers of Stern. I've never seen that art package before on any of the movies. That looks like it's being created just for the game. Now, there is possibly, the artwork possibly is, what's the word, shiny or reflective? I'm not too sure about this, but forgetting about that, the art package is basically the same as the Pro and the limited edition, which I find a little strange. That's just my opinion on that one. So going to the Premium, so yeah, $9,699. Let's just call it for what it is, $7,000. All right, that's American. That's American, son. So there we go. Do you like the art package on this premium game. I think it's okay. I do think it's okay. But truth be told, I probably would like the, world famous Jaws artwork from the movies, right? But I kind of do like that. That's actually really cool. But if I had a preference, yes, I would definitely get the art package from the LE, the shiny, game, the side of the game. I guess the cabinet art is probably what I'm looking for. But this is going to be a front view of the premium. Going to the side of this artwork, going down. I find it strange that, I don't know, a couple of games ago from Stern started to put these plates, it looks like limited edition plates, but they started to do it on all their games, including the pros and the premiums. Now, obviously it doesn't say limited edition, it says premium there, but I just find that interesting that they started to put these plates on all of the games just to make it look a bit more premium, even though it's not premium, it's pro or whatever, right? Am I making sense? I don't know. Hopefully I'm making sense. But yeah, a few games ago they started to do that. Now, yeah, this one definitely looks like the LE. The side armor with the bite out of it, that looks pretty cool. I really, really like that. If we can go down a bit more, we'll have another look. That looks like the LE. So yeah, the LE game definitely has the lights on the speakers, and you can actually see the little jaws. It looks like a laser cut cutout of the jaws icon of the great white shark, but it doesn't look like the premium. It doesn't. The premium doesn't have it. Interesting. So there's obviously going to be a lot of modders out there which basically mod for every pinball machine anyway. You will be able to buy a light package for your premium or pro. The question is, will Stern start to sell it? I don't see why they wouldn't, right? They'd make money doing it, right? So there you go. Yeah, very nice looking game. I'm going to try and find some really good close-ups of the playfield in a second, but that's what I was talking about with the lit up speaker grills, and it's been engraved with the shark. I think that's really, really cool. Hopefully that's an accessory that you can buy later if you, of course, wanted it. Now, when I first saw the leaks, I was trying to figure out what the hell this was, right? I know this is the plunger, right? But I was wondering what the hell is on top of the plunger. I honestly thought it was some sort of wine, the cork that goes in the wine bottle. I didn't know what it was for the longest time. Obviously, the quality of the leaked video was a bit shit, right? So I was like, fucking, what's that, Obviously, it's the barrels of air that are attached to the harpoon that go into the shark to keep the shark up, right? That's kind of cool, I guess. But if you didn't know what Jaws was, you'd probably be wondering what the hell that is. There's another image of the 3 different models. So much for the outside, but what's on the inside? Well, for this section, we'll begin with the limited edition playfield design. This is essentially the same in the premium model, minus some decorative elements. So we'll cover both before moving on the pro models. All right, so there we go. I wish these pictures were a little bit more sharper than they are. They're a little bit soft in my opinion. But there you go. A great looking game. But just it looks a little empty down here, but I think that's just because of the colors, right? The colors are all really blue there, and there's not much going on color-wise. But you guys can actually see there's a drop-down bar there and a drop-down bar there. It's giving me Cactus Canyon vibes. Cactus Canyon was a great game. They even made a remake of it. I think Chicago Gaming Company. Have they even released it yet? Or are they still tempting everyone? I don't know. Chicago Gaming, get your fingers out of your cracks and start building these games. Very nice. That's the limited. This is going to be the premium. Basically the same, minus the art package. You guys see the black on either side of the game. The black walls. Well, on this game, there is beautiful color artwork on either side. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of that later when we go down to the different sides of it. But yeah, there's a couple of things I wish they would have done with this game. Now, I'll talk about that in a second, but this thing here, this chum line, this lights up, right? This lights up when you hit the chum bucket. You're putting the blood into the water, right? You're making the water, bloody. You're right. You're attempting. Apparently, sharks can actually taste blood. Apparently, this is what I heard. Sharks can taste one drop of blood inside of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So that's how good the sense of smell a shark has, right? Wow, that's absolutely crazy. But this particular mechanism, I understand why they've got it. Like you see the outer rim, right? How it goes all the way around like this. I understand why they've got it like this, so you can take it out. You can take the mechanism out and basically do maintenance on it. I think that's probably a good thing for the person who owns this, this game, right? But from a player's standpoint, whether you're the person who actually owns the game or you're a person, putting the quarters in the machine in an arcade, right? I think this looks a little strange, in my opinion, to have like a black. Sorry if this picture quality is low. It's just how it is, right? To have like a black line around this, it looks like it's been printed on, right? It kind of makes you think that this whole mechanism comes up like in that pinball machine, Iron Man, right? The Iron Mongoler. I can't even remember what the actual thing is called, but the Iron Man thing comes out of the playfield, right? Sick game, really, really sick game, awesome game, right? And I will actually just quickly say, the Iron Man remake, they did make a remake at one point. The remake did have that silver artwork on the side. It had the silver reflective artwork, just like the LE does for this particular Jaws game. So that's interesting if you didn't already know that. But yeah, this thing looks like the whole thing comes out of the playfield based on the way it looks. It doesn't, right? It doesn't. So I just find that to be a weird choice to have like a black all the way around there. I understand that the people take it out to do maintenance, but it just looks like it does something else, and it never will, right? So that's kind of a pet hate of mine. Small thing. It's a small thing, right? So yeah, that's right. We've had moving targets before, of course. Such games as the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones is absolutely huge when it comes to that whole moving thing. Wasn't it Mick Jagger? I'm pretty sure. It even says it there. Monster Bash. That was another great game that had a moving target with the vampire. Bela Lugosi comes out of his grave, right? I can't remember what he's called. It's Dracula. Dracula comes out in Monster Bash, the game. That was a really great game. Of course, Big Buck Hunter Pro is another one. But yeah, it all had a groove across the playfield along with the target move. With the target move. Jaws uses the arch used in the Rolling Stones and Monster Bash, but rather than have a stand-up target, Jaws uses a moving drop target, which is new, I think. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Meaning it doesn't always block a part of the playfield. The fin target appears in all three models, which is awesome, of the game, unlike our next feature, which is a problem. Yeah, the boat. The boat would have been great in the pro model, but it is what it is, right? Obviously, they're trying to save money. But let's face it, I mean, you're only going to be getting the pro model if you have one of two things, in my own opinion. The first thing, if you have a business, if you have an arcade, right, you're going to be wanting to put the pro there because, people don't care if it's the pro or the premium. They just want to play the goddamn game, right? So you're obviously going to buy the cheaper model for your arcade. But I've completely forgotten where I was going with this conversation. So you'd only ever buy the pro for an arcade, or the other reason, I mean, if you've got lack of money, right, you got lack of funds, I mean, that's just me all the time, every day of my life, right? If you really, really, really wanted the Jaws game and you only had enough money for a pro, then you'd get the pro, right? But in my personal opinion, if you're going to be forking out all the thousands of dollars for a pro, for a pinball machine in general, right? If you're going to be forking out all that money, in my opinion, why stop at the pro? if you're going to be getting all that money to buy a game in the first place, you would automatically get a premium, right? You'd find the way to get the extra cash to get the premium. In my own personal opinion, you'd never buy a Pro for your house because you're missing out on the features of the premium. And you'd lie to yourself. You'd basically say, look, it's fine. It is what it is. No, I love the game. And you probably would love the game, and it probably is fine. But you'd always know deep down inside your brain that you're missing out on the features from the premium. So just get the premium, all right? It's a little bit more, but it is what it is, right? That's just my opinion, of course. So yeah, the captive ball can be hit and pushed into a target behind to register a hit. So there you go, there's the captive ball. The captive ball goes into the one of three, it looks like, lights, little targets, looks like static targets, right? So that's kind of cool. And then, yeah, that's a really awesome little mechanism right there. Now, I do have a pet hate about this again, and it reminds me from a game from Jersey Jack Pinball, Smog. It was the Hobbit game, right? Now, when this game came out, I don't know, like 10 years ago now, whatever it was, a lot of people's problem with the Jersey Jack game, the Hobbit, was that the actual dragon, Smog, the dragon didn't grab the ball or didn't do anything with the ball, didn't interact with the ball, right? Now, yes, this shark obviously interacts with the ball. The ball hits the ball. The ball hits the shark, I should be saying, right? But in my opinion, they've missed out on an opportunity here because the shark doesn't appear to eat the ball. And I mean, the people who've made this game, right? The game designer who made Jurassic Park, I'm pretty sure, who made Godzilla, definitely Godzilla. I think Jurassic Park too, I can't remember now, but the ball gets eaten, all right, by the I can't even speak, by the dinosaur in Jurassic Park, right? Godzilla might not actually interfere with the ball in the Godzilla game, but the ball goes down the bridge collapses, right? The ball goes down into the building and the building collapses, right? That's awesome. So it would have made sense, in my opinion, to have this shark eat the ball. Now that's an interesting theory, right? But there is actually a huge hole in this shark's mouth, in between his teeth, right? So it makes me think at some point the ball is going to go into the shark's mouth, because it happens, right? Dead balls, sticky balls happen everywhere on the playfield from time to time. You'll get a stuck ball from up there, down there, wherever it might be. There's usually a place on every pinball machine where the ball at some point will get stuck, right? This is probably going to happen. Not probably, I mean definitely. This will definitely happen at some point. So how does someone get the ball out of the shark? Or, and this is a big or, is there a secret part of this game that they're not saying so far? Is there potentially a magnet in the shark's mouth that shoots the ball out? Now, if that is the case, then that makes me a very happy guy. That is a really awesome feature if that is to be a thing, but they have not said that so far. So, I mean, at some point the ball's gonna go in there, right? It makes you wonder. What will happen? What will be said in the future? I don't know. The Great White then becomes a bash toy as you battle the shark. Now, although the mouth appears wide open, it actually sits above the playfield level and isn't designed to swallow the ball. So there we go. To the right of the boat and the shark is a fishing reel, horizontal, am I saying that right? Spinning disc, which is one of two such devices in the LE and the premium models. Now, I think this is awesome to have a ball interact with a spinning, mechanical satisfaction, whatever the word is. I'm trying to think what the word was now, but what's that saying again? Mechanical satisfaction, right? Now, I would have loved to have seen some sort of ball lock attached to a wire. I'm just throwing my own non-patented ideas here, right? to have a locking mechanism attached to a fishing line-ish looking thing, right? That would have been awesome, right? To have the line attached to the ball, and the ball drags it up the playfield somehow, and then you lock three balls, and by spinning the the fishing disc. I mean, that would have been a great opportunity. Obviously, didn't happen. That's just my opinion. They didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? Anyway, going down a bit more. The post on the top can't be hit and appears to simply be a weight to ensure the disc returns to a position where it can be spun again. So this is just basically a weight, and it always faces that way, I'm guessing. The second major mechanism, which is unique to the upper models, is appropriately enough an upper playfield. So that's kind of cool. I'm always an advocate for a pinball machine to have 3 or more flippers in every game. This one appears to have 4 flippers, which is awesome. Why do I say 3 or more? Well, I mean, every pinball machine ever, every modern pinball machine ever basically needs two flippers, right? That's the bare minimum. So that just seems lazy. Why stay with 2? You obviously need 2 to the bottom of the playfield. 3 is a must. And you can always put the third one anywhere, right? So the fact that this game has 4, I really, really like that. How much of a flow killer this will be, I don't know, but it does look fun. The Orca was the iconic boat used in the famous final shark battle. As such, it bears the marks of the battle, including blood and a shark bite. The Orca upper playfield has a single mini flipper and inner steering wheel, a spinning disc loop, a radio stand-up target, a top exit lane ramp shot, and a bottom exit lane. So yeah, there is another spinner, ball operated spinner, just kind of like the other one, right? Like the one down there. This one is now the steering wheel, so that's kind of cool. By the way, I heard a story recently. You know, Universal Studios has, or did have, the Jaws ride in Universal Studios California, Florida, and I think there's one in Japan. I think the one in Japan is still open, but I think the others have now closed. But anyway, the ride had the actual Orca boat sitting at the dock. And I remember riding on the ride many years ago with my parents, and yeah, I remember hearing, oh, that's the actual boat from the movie. I mean, that's awesome. But 5-10 years ago, out of nowhere, Steven Spielberg, because he works on Universal Studios a lot all the time, you know, the backlots, right? He's always working on the backlots, making movies and stuff, right? Or producing. He came to the ride and saw that the boat was actually taken away, and he went to the Universal Studios executives, right, and asked them, where did my filming boat go for my first film, Jaws, right? Oh, we demolished it. We chopped it up into little pieces. He was devastated. He was devastated. So the boat's gone. The boat now no longer exists. And yeah, when he found out that Universal were going to be removing Jaws the ride entirely, he was furious again. So that's just a quick little story that I heard. Going down a bit more. That's going to be the back end of the Orca upper play field. Now, the chum bucket is another situation where I would have liked something a bit better than that, right? You hit the static Newton ball and the bucket kind of shakes, which is cool. But I mean, how cool would it have been if the bucket actually eventually flips over and drops a ball, or multi-ball comes out of it? I don't know. Just, you know, I'm not a mechanical engineer, but it would have been interesting. Potential lost opportunity. What do you guys think about that? It just basically swings backwards and forwards. It never tips over. Perhaps modders in the future could do something with that. Perhaps on a gear mechanism. This is what I think. You know, gear teeth could be added to the bucket. So every time the bucket moves a bit, it's constantly forced in that position. Every time someone hits the ball again to the Newton ball, it hits, you know, the bucket is a little bit more and a little bit more until the bucket tips over and then rights itself back up to be normal again. That's just a mod that maybe someone could do at some point. If you guys have any ideas, let me know it down in the comments below, obviously. The fixed ball has a movable ball behind. When the front ball is hit, the rear ball cannons into a pivoting arm which holds the chum bucket, causing it to swing. So yeah, perhaps someday a modder could come up with something a little bit better than that. Further down the playfield on the left side are 3 drop targets which light the fish binder feature on the inserts in front. I love that they've got drop targets here as opposed to the static targets. That's kind of cool. Now, before I forget, the art package is missing one very important person, and I would like to know, why is that? We're missing one very important person. I've got it here right now. Where is Roy? We are missing Roy on the art. Now, unfortunately, he has passed away along with Robert Shaw. But why could Roy not be on this art package? Is it some sort of thing where the family didn't want it, or the family were asking for too much money? But yeah, I mean, Roy is basically the star of the actual movie. Him and the Jaws, right? The Great White, right? These two are basically the second and third, right, of human people in the movie, right? They're you know, they're missing the main star of the movie besides Jaws, right? They're missing the main guy. Why is he not on the playfield? Interesting question. Above this is an entrance to a lane which flows behind the drop targets down to the left in lane. This lane, like the drop targets and much more, can be shot by the game's 4th flipper found on the right side of the playfield. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. The game designer on Facebook hinted today that this could become, or this could be, but it's very secret right now. This could become a action button flippable mechanism. Am I making any sense? You know the action button down below on the rest where you put your hands either side of the pinball machine, but on top there's an action button. Is this an action button mechanism? Because in the photo that Keith Elwin showed on his Facebook page, he shows 3 balls literally stuck right here. There's 3 balls literally stuck right there, and the flipper is holding the balls in place with this little post right here. So is this kind of a flare gun, or you know, one of the, in the movie, right, they have those guns, right? I can't remember what they're called now. Bazookas, not bazookas. Anyway, they have the gun, right, to the harpoon, right? Is this like a harpoon situation? Now, in the game The Walking Dead from Stern Pinball, it's a game 10 plus years ago now, The Walking Dead Pinball, one of the greatest games that they've made, right? They have on the premium and the LE, they have a massive on the very front of the game where when you flip in the game, right? There is a giant arm that comes out, and with the action button, you can fire the ball through this slingshot. It's Daryl's slingshot, right? That comes out. So I wish they did something like this for this game, but maybe this situation, maybe this is that. What do you guys think? The slide flipper has a lane feeding it, which passes behind the game's sole pop bumper. There's only one, is that right? Is that what they're trying to say? The pop bumper has a sculpted barrel topper on top of the LE and the premium, so there it is there. The slide flipper is just above the right out lane, and this too has an interesting feature not seen for a while, which is what? What are you getting at? If the ball rolling down the right out lane strikes the rubber ring post just right, it can be deflected through a one-way gate. Oh, really? Shit, really? Well, that's Indiana Jones then, isn't it? Indiana Jones does that. So right there, so when the ball comes out here, if you kind of shake the machine just right, the ball will bounce off of this and go through here and be saved. I know Indiana Jones, the Williams game, did something like that. I'm pretty sure. Also, that black and white game. I've got a lot of moths in my studio, by the way. I have a bird cage, and it's just moth season, so that's what's happening if you guys notice that. But there's also a black and white game that's doing a remake right now. I can't remember what it's called, but they do something very, very similar. If I remember it before I finish the video, I'll tell you what it is. If the ball rolling down the right out lane strikes the rubber ring post just right, it can be deflected through a one-way gate. There you go. That's awesome. The right in lane, like the left in lane, has an up post to hold the ball while a mode begins. So that's just got Cactus Canyon written all over that. That's awesome. Both sides have it, just like Cactus Canyon. So where is the main star of the movie, Roy? He's not even in it. I mean, he may be in it with the videos in the LCD screen, but he's not depicted on the artwork, which is a little bit strange, right? Going down a bit more. There we go. Definitely missing someone there. I really like the Quinn's shack. That looks awesome. I really like that. And the sign, Amity Island, that was actually in the movie. Roy and the mayor were having a conversation, having a deep, heated conversation in the first movie in front of the sign. So that was cool. I only remember this because I saw both these movies last week. Strange. I know, weird coincidence, but it is what it is. What do you guys think so far about this design? Are you liking what they've done? Do you think that they've missed out on some opportunities? I mean, let's obviously get a conversation going down below. I want to hear what you people think. So there is another barrel there, but it's not attached to a pop bumper or anything like that. But this looks like the LE because, you know, there is side art. But this is basically all the mechanisms are here with the premium as well. There you go. What does this picture look like? This is the Pro? Okay, so this is the Pro, right? Let's try and find a really clear picture of that shark on the Pro. I mean, there it is there. So I understand why they're doing it, right? They're doing this because it saves money. It's, in my opinion, it still kind of looks nice. I still kind of do like the look of this shark on the Pro. Obviously, the shark on this Pro is always seen 100% of the time. It is always there, even when the game is off. It's a static shark, right? Breaking through a shark cage, just like Jaws, right? Jaws 1? Yeah, Jaws 1. Unlike the Premium and the Elite, which has the shark coming from underneath the playfield, underneath the boat, which is only seen once you reach that certain mode, right? So I guess, yeah, in the sense, obviously, the Pro is going to be the game that you'd get for a public game room. Just people passing by, seeing the shark already there. I guess that makes sense. Oh, look at that, there's the shark. There, you can actually see, there's the shark. Right, I want to play this game. So yeah, that kind of does make more sense, even more so to have the game showing the shark all the time. But yeah, I really like this little mechanism and the lights that come up, but I just don't like the way it looks with the black outer rim. It looks like the whole thing's going to come up at some point, which it's not. I'm pretty sure. They haven't said anything about that, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. And the chum bucket, bit of a wasted opportunity. But there you go. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this game. I think it's gonna be a great selling game. Is it gonna be as great as Godzilla though? I mean that's another question entirely. That's another thing entirely right there. Godzilla is a really great game. We're not going to be looking at all the features, but you know there is a matrix, feature matrix, which tells you which games have what. And obviously the LE has the most amount of ticks, hence why it is the most expensive, right? So there you go. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give us a like, subscribe. We are on both of these channels, number 2 and of course number 1. I'm just touching heaps of, you know. Oh, there we go. I'll see you for the next video. Hopefully, it'll be soon. Hopefully, it'll be soon. See you guys. Bye.